as a mom and being in the hallways and talking to other moms, I think that we need to also protect our teachers. Our teachers are afraid to speak up for our kids. Our teachers, like Erica said in their evaluations, it's coming up. And that shouldn't be. If it's the law, the teacher should feel safe enough to be able to say something about someone's child, no matter what.
Thank you, Diana. Okay, so I'm keeping an eye on the time. I just have one more question. I'm struggling a little with how it's wording, so I'm going to try to paraphrase and anybody can jump in. But basically it has to do with putting in place guarantees for student data privacy. So both through potential hacking and also from the transfer to any third-party vendors. And then it mentions the P20 database, which I'm not personally familiar with, but maybe the board members are, that holds unprecedented amounts of personally identifiable information. So basically, how are we protecting our student privacy is the question.
Prior to my my current job, I worked for a small IT consulting firm in Westport. I worked primarily with SharePoint consulting, but my other half of the job was cybersecurity and developing practices and policies to protect major corporation data. I think incorporating a lot of software, making sure emails, privacy emails are encrypted, implementing software that, I'm not gonna say is foolproof, but is pretty good. That's pretty much where we're going to start. And I'm hoping that, I'm not familiar with the P20 database, but I think there are a lot of systems that are out there that we can get implemented fairly cheap that can help our student data.
Okay. Does anybody else want to comment on that?
Sure. I work for a little software company whose legal budget's probably more than our school's budget.
That'd be Oracle.
Yes. So I've been through a bit of this. I know we're using Microsoft Exchange Server. We have even more controls. Obviously, I do not want to discuss those publicly because that in of itself makes you a target for hacking. But I would just assure you that every level of concern is being placed with especially student confidential, personally identifiable data. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much. Erica?
So there is, much like Oracle, there is a top data security and data backup company in town called Datto, which my husband happens to work for. So between Datto and what I do for a living, it's a very sexy conversation at the dinner table at the DePalma house. But there is absolutely systems in place that are available to us right in town, where I would love to see us develop a partnership with Datto, where if they can support us from a technology perspective, how can our students then benefit from that type of expertise in the city? So there might be some type of barter agreement that we can embark on with those guys.
Okay, great, thank you. Okay, so it's 8:25.